Hi everyone, welcome to today's video where I'll do another book review of the book Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. If you're like me and because of the pandemic there's a lot of uncertainty and fear of the unknown, then this is the book that you should get your hands on. If you are new to my videos, I am Ruth Tanui, an advocate of the High Court of Kenya and also the manager and founding partner of Ruth Tanui and Company Advocates. How many of us are uncertain about our future because of we are holding on fear? It's no secret that fear is something that has held most of us back from achieving our dreams, especially right now during the pandemic. A lot of things are very uncertain, so we are scared of maybe starting that business, we are scared of maybe applying for that job. But I feel that this book has answers to to the way we can deal with such fears. That's why I'm encouraging everyone to get their hands on this book, especially if you relate to what I'm saying about dealing with fears. In summary, the book is basically about accepting the fact that fear is part of our lives rather than viewing fear as an obstacle or a barrier to our own success. The author goes ahead to tell us that fear is as a source of lack of trust in ourselves. So it's very important for you to always give yourself that trust. But in short, just be your own cheerleader. The author encourages us to tell ourselves things that whatever happens, I'm going to handle it. Basically, just trying to install that trust in yourself is the best way to get out of that fear. The author also states that the only way we can deal with fear is if we go out there and actually do it, because fear actually diminishes when we control it. Remember, at first it's going to be scary when you're starting, but as time goes by you'll find that you're controlling that fear in you. And remember, the only way you can know whether you can handle anything that you're scared of doing is by you actually doing it. Some of the things that stood out for me while reading the book is when the author says that we are the ones supposed to control our fears and not be victims of our fear, because that's the best way and one of the stepping stones to getting rid of fear in our lives. According to the author, fear in itself is not the problem. What fear does to us is the problem. And the best way for us to move from pain to power is for us to deal with that fear. The author also says that we should always feel good about ourselves and not let the obstacles that come with fear hinder us. Remember, feeling bad about yourself will not solve anything. It will only make the situation worse. And always remember that life does not happen to you, life responds to you. So the power literally lies on you. The 6 lessons I learned from reading this book include: 1, the fact that fear is always a part of us, and the best thing for us to deal with it is to just feel the fear and just do it anyway. The second lesson learned is that you can handle all your fears without having to control anything in the outside world. The third lesson learned is that fear is derived from lack of confidence in yourself. So the best way to deal with it is to trust more in yourself and always ensure that you're instilling that trust to be able to deal with your fears. The fourth lesson learned is that we should learn to embrace our failures, because our failures are the best teachers. The reason why we always have fear is because we fear failing. But if we embrace failure, it will be easy for us to deal with our fears. The fifth lesson learned is that we should trust in our abilities and be sure about our abilities. Because if you're sure about our abilities, there'll be nothing to be afraid of, and it is a good way of dealing with our own fear. The sixth lesson learned is that fear is universal. The ball is in your court to decide whether you let fear control you or you're going to control that fear and go after your dreams. I'll also share the 7 reasons I'll recommend this book. The first reason is that it's one of those books that you'll immediately connect to by only reading the title, especially if you are like me and has always been a victim of fear. The second reason I recommend this book is that most of us have been victim of fear and we have let it prevent us from following our goals and dreams. And so by reading this book, at least it will be a stepping stone to following those dreams that you have held on because of fear. The third reason I'll recommend this book is that the author has written the book from a personal level through her personal experiences. And after every chapter, she has put exercises that you can do, hence making it more relatable and understandable to yourself. The fourth reason I would recommend this book is that the author has clearly done her research, and the best part about it is that she's talking about fear based on her own personal experiences. The fifth reason I would recommend this book is that the author gives real life lessons from a realistic point of view. For instance, she gives solutions like you should embrace fear as opposed to fighting it, which I feel is very realistic. The sixth reason I would recommend this book is that the author shows you how to diminish your fear and trust in your abilities so that you can be able to handle all your fears. The seventh reason I would recommend this book is that after reading the book, you'll view fear differently, and hopefully it will not be part of the reasons that you don't go after your dreams. I'll also share 5 personal takes about the book. 1, when reading this book, be very open-minded. Secondly, ensure that you do all the exercises about fear that the author has put in the book, because it's the best way that you make them applicable to yourself. Thirdly, if you can, make a summary of the things that you feel are applicable to yourself so that you can refer to it and ensure that you apply them in your day-to-day life. The fourth thing is that fear is a sign of sin, because it's a sign that you don't trust in God. So ensure that you do whatever you can to get rid of fear in your life. Lastly, remember that fear stands for 2 things. Either you forget everything and run, or face everything and rise. So the choice is all yours. I hope this book review has been helpful to you, especially during these uncertain times as a result of the pandemic. For a detailed article of the same, you can check it out in our blog, which is here on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and also share it with your friends. See you in my next video.